Yo, what's going on guys? It is your boy John Stacks, and in today's video is going to be another discussion video about Gears of War just in general. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about when I think Gears of War E-Day is coming out, Gears of War 2 Reloaded is coming out, Gears of War 6, and even Gears of War 3 Reloaded. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Before this video starts, please guys, if you guys are watching, hit that like button, turn on those post notifications, and hit that subscribe button. It will really help me out a lot. And yeah, let's get right into this video. So I want to talk about first the release date for Gears of War Reloaded. So Gears of War Reloaded was released August 26, 2025. 10 years ago, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which is basically just the same game as Reloaded with a little bit of different things, Gears of War UE came out August of 2015, 10 years ago. So 10 years later, they decided to basically remake a remake and release it 10 years later. Now, this is also the first ever Gears of War game to release on PlayStation. For the last 20 years, no other Gears of War game has been on PlayStation until this one. This is the first one, and obviously it's amazing for Gears of War. We're getting more players than ever before. This is perfect for the franchise. Which means every single Gears of War game after Gears of War Reloaded needs to release on PlayStation, because now Gears of War is on PlayStation. So I won't be surprised if TC goes back a couple years and they re-release Gears of War 4 and Gears of War 5 on PlayStation. Gears of War 4 was released October of 2016. Gears of War 5 was released on November 2016. Right? So I won't be surprised if they re-release Gears of War 4 and 5 on PlayStation. Not a remastered of both games, just get the Gears of War 4 version on Xbox, Gears of War 5 version on Xbox, and just re-release them on PlayStation. So the PlayStation players can play more Gears of War games and get used to the story of Gears of War. I also think they're going to re-release the original trilogy on PlayStation. Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, and Gears of War 3, the original Gears of War 1 and 2 and 3. Not the remakes, but the originals, right? Now I want to talk about Gears of War 2 Remastered, Gears of War 3 Remastered, Gears of War E-Day, and Gears of War 6, and when I think those games are going to be released. So first I want to talk about the next Gears of War game that's going to come out, which is Gears of War E-Day. Gears of War E-Day is basically a prequel to every single Gears of War game that's ever been made. It's basically the beginning of the lore for Gears of War. I think Gears of War E-Day is coming out November of 2026. It was confirmed that it's going to come out in 2026, but I think it's going to come out exactly on November 2026. The reason is because the original Gears of War 1 came out November 2006, so November 2026 is going to mark the 20th year anniversary of Gears of War being released. And I think Gears of War E-Day is going to really be one of those games where it kind of is nostalgic to the people that played the original games all the way back when they came out. So releasing Gears of War E-Day on the 20th year anniversary of Gears of War being out, I think it's a perfect way for them to, have a rollout for Gears of War E-Day. Because this game, we need this game to be perfect, and the only way that they can make it perfect is if it has a very good build-up. And I think Reloaded is a decent build-up, but releasing it on the 20th anniversary of Gears of War being released, I think is even a perfect build-up, right? Now I want to talk about when I think Gears of War 2 Remake and Gears of War 3 Remake are coming out. So, because I think E-Day is going to release Gears of War E-Day on the 20th year anniversary of Gears of War 1 being out in 2006, Gears of War 2, the original, came out in 2008. So 2 years later after Gears of War 1 was released. So I think the same thing is going to happen with Gears of War 2 Reloaded. I think Gears of War 2 Reloaded is going to come out in the year 2028, 2 years after Gears of War E-Day comes out, right? It makes sense. Gears of War Reloaded came out 2025. We have a year to play it, and then we get to play E-Day 2026. And then we have 2 years to play Gears of War E-Day, and then 2 years later we get Gears of War 2 Reloaded in 2028. I don't know if we're going to get it in November as well or September, but we're definitely going to get it in the year 2028 to mark the 20th anniversary of Gears of War 2 being released. You know what I'm trying to say? They're kind of having like a little theme with these video game releases. Now, same thing with Gears of War 3 Reloaded. Gears of War 3 Reloaded came out back in September of 2011. So it took 3 years for Gears of War 3 to come out. So now I think Gears of War 3 Reloaded is going to come out in the year 2031. 3 years after 2028 to mark the 20th year anniversary of Gears of War 3 coming out in 2011. They're going to re-release the remake of Gears of War 3 Reloaded in the year 2031. So the theme with the remasters of the original trilogy, they're basically going to come out when that game turns 20 years old. Gears of War E-Day comes out in the 20th year anniversary of Gears of War 1. Gears of War 2 Remake comes out in the 20th anniversary of Gears of War 2. And Gears of War 3 Remake comes out in the 20th anniversary of Gears of War 3. It's kind of like a theme that goes on with the games released. Now, I want to talk about Gears of War 6. Gears of War 6 is probably one of the most important Gears of War games that we need at this moment, because after Gears of War 5, it was just a tragedy. So as you guys know, we are in a new trilogy for Gears of War. Gears of War 4, Gears of War 5. We still need that third game in the new trilogy, which is Gears of War 6. Now, when is Gears of War 6 going to be released? That is probably the hardest to find out, because again, for the other Gears of War games, it makes sense, right? Gears of War E-Day, 20th anniversary of the first game. Gears 2 Reloaded, 20th anniversary of the second game. Gears 3 Reloaded, 20th anniversary of the third game. But with Gears of War 6, it's very hard to determine when that game is going to come out. Very, very hard. My theory is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I might be 100% mistaken, but my theory is going to be in the middle of Gears of War 2 Reloaded and the middle of Gears of War 3 Reloaded. So let's say maybe 2030 or 2029, we get Gears of War 6. Now, that might seem crazy, because if Gears of War 6 does come out 2029 or 2030, that means we're only going to get like a year or 2 years to play Gears of War 2 Reloaded, right? We need way more than that, right? It's a new game. It's a new Gears game. We need to play this game as much as we can. So having Gears of War 2 Reloaded, which is very anticipated, and then out of nowhere going straight into Gears of War 6, and then out of nowhere going straight into Gears of War 3 Reloaded is kind of crazy. But again, it's either going to be in the middle of Gears of War 2 Reloaded and Gears of War 3 Reloaded, or it's going to be after Gears of War 3 Reloaded. So maybe 2031, 2032, 2033, right? But again, I don't think TC is going to release Gears of War 6 after Gears of War 3 Reloaded, just because that story of the new trilogy has been on hold since 2019. We are in 2025, and we still don't know what happened after Gears of War 5, right? After Gears of War 5, we've only had PC Gears of War games, mobile Gears of War games, Gears of War 1 Reloaded. You know, we haven't had anything to continue the story. And I don't think TC is going to wait another 5 years to continue this new trilogy story for Gears of War. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think Gears of War 6 is going to come out in the middle of Gears of War 2 Reloaded and Gears of War 3 Reloaded. Or who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe TC releases Gears of War E-Day 2026 for the 20th anniversary of Gears of War 1 coming out. And then after that, they release Gears of War 6 the year after, or 2 years after. And they're saving Gears of War 2 Reloaded, Gears of War 3 Reloaded for the last Gears of War games to be released, to kind of give the fan base kind of like a special goodbye. You know, after all these years, you finally get Gears of War 2 Reloaded. You finally get Gears of War 3 Reloaded, right? That's what I think, though, on the next Gears of War games and the years that they're going to come out, and why I think those are the years that those games are going to come out. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Do you guys have your own ideas of when those Gears of War games are going to come out? And if you do, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you guys won't miss a video on Gears of War ever. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.